That's pretty great. A pink link no less too. I haven't seen that one yet.
This will be my second Terra, actually, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it looks like we're starting out.
Yep, we are on our way. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's not go into another different game, Majora's Mask.
No, we don't want Majora's Mask. Alright, first chest in Link's house had not a whole lot, so that's always fun. If you're new to the randomizer, don't worry. We will try to go over things as we go. It'll be a good time.
Oh boy, bombs.
Oh, we got Bomb Seed? That's going to be fun.
Following the trend of I've seen them way too much, even though they really shouldn't be that high percentage.
Yeah, I haven't seen a seed like that yet myself, but I can only imagine it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun.
So as they're heading through to get into the castle, hopefully they will come across not too bad of RNG with the soldiers.
Hopefully not. They can be in weird positions sometimes, and they like to wreck you from time to time.
But it is definitely nice for them to get the extra bombs. Whenever you get a bomb upgrade before you get the bombs, it actually goes up in count to whatever your max is.
Oh, that's nice. And we got flippers right away. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, flippers is definitely nice. But that also means that unless they know the second way to do the Houlihan room, we're not going to be seeing that more than likely. SA showing he has definitely done some bomb practice with the way these rooms are going.
Absolutely.
Elbody's got to be a little careful here. One more bomb hit and he's down. He's going down. And thankfully he makes it through. So as you're asking, this is a standard with randomized starting weapon. So you still do all the normal standard actions of going through, saving Zelda, and getting out, but you have no idea what your starting weapon will be. And in this case, it was bombs. All right, and as we're heading back through, SJ had a pretty nice run through the bottom area. We are on version 29, Seraphim. All right, Alright, so the last big hurdle, usually when you have bombs, is how long it takes you to kill this rat in the sewers to get the small key. With 10 bombs, I'm not too worried for SA, but it can always be a bit annoying to get this rat. Oh wow, Canis and Mario. So we've already gotten some pretty nice items as far as general progression down the road. Very nicely done. Took him out in one bomb. Thankfully, since they get Canis and Mario, that is a second option for them to kill that rat as well, and it could be a bit easier. A bottle and a... bug net, sorry, I couldn't remember for a second. That's pretty useful to get that bottle for Kakariko so that you're able to route in Sick Kid without having to come back. Ah, nice blue mail. So it's a little bit more safer after the beginning.
Blue mail is always nice to get early on.
That was a pretty quick map check. I think there was crystals in Eastern Desert and a green pendant in here, from what I saw. If you're asking, there is a second way to do Hula Hand, but you have to have tier 1 gloves to do it. I wasn't really able to see what was in there. Hopefully I'll get a second look from Elbody. Just bombs. Oh, chooses to pick them up. Okay, and yeah, we have a piece of heart and lumberjack, so that's good. They don't have to go there for that.
That is always positive. Doesn't mean Aga 1 isn't required, but less of a chance now.
I see. He was trying to kill an enemy to pull the tree again, but the bird did not want to work with him for SA. Alright, now we get to check out the ton of chests in Kakariko, which usually defines how the race is going to treat us in the beginning.
This is a very good point. Be curious to see what happens here.
Elbody doing the side route since he's at 1 heart. I understand that. Definitely do not want to die before getting to Kakariko. Hook shot, that's a pretty nice find. The red mail's not bad either.
No, those are two really nice things to have this early.
I also like how all the bottles keep having bees in them. V-Torp is apparently attacking the seed.
You get that from time to time.
our first full heart for the race. And that 300 rupees is actually pretty nice. That means that Zora has a lot better chance of being done by both our runners. Oh man, that is a nice pair of gloves. Oh, and the boots! Oh my goodness, Sick Kid is holding out today.
We love the boots. We love the boots.
The boots were voted the most fashionable item in Rando. Good old sword, too. They're definitely getting a lot of nice items. Oh, yes, pick up that Blue Boomerang SA. It is the best item in the game. Blue Boomerang for life.
Heck yeah, go Blue Boomerang.
Well, I can say I'm happy that both runners gets the Blue Boomerang. I actually think it's a very useful tool for some of the parts in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely more useful than people give it credit for sometimes.
Definitely. So GTG's hopping into the dam, doing the hookshot glitch through to get the first chest, and then running to do the second. And that 50 rupees is definitely helping push back to getting to 500. Oh, I like this play too. Since you know you're close to 500, going to pick the 50 rupees from the thieves' den underneath the rocks is actually a pretty good idea. That's very nice progressive routing by SA. I definitely don't see something like that too often, but it's definitely a clever way to get the money and check stuff. Oh, and the flute is in Agana's cave. Oh man, that's actually huge. Half magic, a shield, a full heart. We've got a piece of heart and another piece of heart. So half magic's definitely a nice find in Mini Moldorm. Just so whenever they get like a fire rod or something to that extent, they can use it with a lot more freedom. Now let's see if our other one-off location of Ice Rod is going to give the same value as Agana today. Sadly, just 10 arrows. So right now the biggest question is going to be, will Elbody go all the way up top and then not do Zora? Or will they just choose to do Hobo and come back later?
That's an interesting question.
And there's Moon Pearl, speak of the devil.
Right? No kidding. Moon Pearl on the Hobo. He's holding out today. So it looks like we're, what, Hammer or another set of gloves away from Dark World access?
Yep. Unless it ends up being that it is an Agassiz, we will get neither, which is still possible.
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. Not looking overly likely, but it's possible.
Yeah, I figured that Elbody might do this routing choice since they don't have the money and just check Sahashala and Eastern.
Seems like the wise choice.
Now, the potential good or bad thing is that if he comes across Lamp, then he can also go to Death Mountain, and that means he probably won't check Agana for a while. Or you just get Bo. Nice.
Bo always nice. Bo always nice.
This seed is givething everything.
It's the seed that keeps on giving.
Alright, so we get Waterfall Cave. Nothing amazing there. And Elbody can now full clear Eastern if they're okay with Dark Rooms. Just a piece of money in that chest. But he does need a little bit of money to actually do Zora later. And Zora's just teaching life lessons again, like always. That is very clue climbing. When they get Dark World access, it's going to be a bit harder to not want to go to Swamp, even though it's a pendant. And SA is going to go ahead and check all of the Light Death Mountain. Has the ability to do that. There's a mushroom on top of Spectacle Rock. That's funny. And a Master Sword. Well, SA's like, nah, I'm jumping down for that. Let me go get it. The sad part is he chose the wrong jump. Oh, poor man. I've done that before too. Nice job with the dark room. Now the question is, will Elbody go completely through the dungeon? It is a crystal, so it would be nice to finish it out right here and there. SA did get that second sword, so now we are just a lamp away from Aga being the way into the Dark World. This dark room is really tricky in killing that one guy. He's hit him. Maybe he can take him out.
Yeah, I've not attempted it myself, so that's because I haven't learned it quite yet. But it doesn't seem too bad if you know what you're doing.
Well, the biggest problem is that those two guys, if you only have tier 1 sword, they take forever to kill, and you have to use spin attacks. So it's definitely got some rough edges on it. I can understand.
And Elbody found out the hard way. Ooh, he took a death there.
But I'd say it's worth attempting it, because he's already there, and if he makes it, he'll save himself a trip later. Alright, let's see what Paradox has got for us today.
The true hype cave, for the record. Bonk rocks with now whole IC.
Oh, tier 3 sword. And there's Dark World access.
21 minutes in, Dark World access, red mail, and the tier 3 sword. You got everything you need so far.
Yeah. If they get a few more hearts, I feel like this season's going to be pretty easy for them to just kind of go through everything and kill all the bosses pretty easily.
Absolutely. You can't complain too much right now about this seed.
You have to release one of your bees to get that fairy. Oh, and then it grabbed him instead. Apparently, the fairy did not want to stay in a bottle. I have never seen that message before on Elbody's screen. Also, the book.
Oh, the book will be nice. Now, I think Desert is completable then.
They don't have a fire source yet, is the only problem.
Oh yeah, I always forget about the fire source of Desert.
But also, the book could just be a potential waste of time in the regards of locations.
That is true. That is true. And it looks like GTG is actually making the desert play now, so that'll be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that choice, considering you have Dark World access. And yes, there can be a fire source in desert. It is very possible, and that would be the best result for them, so they don't have to come back.
Absolutely, yeah. You only need the fire source for the second half of desert to get the Lamelas.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I would rather go to Thieves Town or Dark Death Mountain. Both of those are definitely in sequence. But this choice could end up working out.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta make gambles, so this is not the biggest of gambles, but it's definitely worth a check at least. Look like maybe after Agni's cave or whatever, Elbody might be making the same play, actually.
Well, it's pretty much where Elbody has to go at this point, because he has no real other locations.
Oh, you're right. Oh, and he bypassed anything with that. Oh, you don't have the book yet. I'm not Sorry, I'm not paying close enough attention, apparently.
Yeah, the flute was required to get on Death Mountain, and all the items that progression-wise he has right now are in Death Mountain, so it's a catch-up game now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Desert ended up looking like nothing really that great, sadly.
Unfortunately not, but that does probably mean we'll be heading into the Dark World very soon.
So we've got a lot of choices here. Go to straight to Thieves Town, check the Mire area. They could also go across and go to the other side of the world and check out Pod. So there's definitely some choices here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Probably the play right now is maybe do Skullwood, Thieves Town checks. So you can't complete Skullwood, obviously, but it's worth a check because it's pretty easy. We are getting Mire Shed first, it seems like, and Quake is needed for Misery Mire. That's good to know.
Yep. That was very fast. I did not catch all of that.
I didn't either, unfortunately.
If one thing, whenever I'm running, I have my map up for a solid 30 seconds, marking everything and making sure I know it once.
G2G going near the King's Tomb first before he does anything else.
Sadly,
Yes.
nothing important.
I was about to say the same thing. And Elbody gets their Titan's Myths to be able to get to Dark World, see where they end up going.
I guess after Spiral, we'll see if they jump down and grab Dark World or not. I think it's a fair check to do that since you're already here.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's the right check at this point for them.
As far as pedestal, yeah, we still have a few potential options. Medallions are always possible for T-Rock as long as it's not Quake. Fire Rod was brought up. I think Ice Rod also could be there.
Yeah, we got several options. Yeah, it's a little early for us, so we'll see what happens as we keep going along here. And GTG is out making the Outcast Village check now, going right into Thieves Town. This is not full clearable though, because you need the hammer to get the one chest and the big chest.
Yeah, this is always the potential worry of Thieves if there's an item in there that's actual progression. But most players still just go ahead and do it anyway, and I understand that point because I've definitely done it too.
Oh yeah, you complete if you can, and then if you absolutely have to, you come back for it later.
And Elbody is doing the Dark Death Mountain play, which I definitely like.
Agree 100%.
Nothing in Super Bunny Cave.
Ken, I check the ped after Skullwood if I have the book.
Well, if they can find the mirror, that would be a nice check for sure.
Oh yeah, and mirror.
Well, looks like Elbody is now heading back up the mountain. I guess they're going to do the Spectacle Rock now.
Indeed. They can only do the bottom part, but they can see what's at least on top right now. They couldn't really check because they don't have hammers, so they weren't really able to go... Well, they were in Dark World already, never mind.
Yeah, that's a fair question. I guess it was just a routing choice since they don't have medallions and ways to get in that they can't do anything with it anyways. SA's doing really good work though in Thieves, almost to the end of it already.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good, and it's nice to have Red Mail and Tempered here. It makes it a lot easier. Elbody now in Outcast Village themselves. See how much they check. We are on the blind fight, and if you didn't know, this can be scripted, even though it looks pretty RNG heavy. If you know what you're doing, I am not one of those people, so it's a little hard for me. That's unfortunate, blind going to the bottom. But again, he's got Red Mail and Tempered, so it shouldn't be too bad. And using those swag Candace and Maria strats, that's always fun.
Took down that boss really easily.
Very easily, but Thieves Town, though, didn't really have any progression, but it is a crystal, so that is always good. That is always good. But we also don't have the big key chest, but I forgot to count the items, so I don't know if there's one more item or not.
It is possible there's one more. I was trying to think about the count myself.
Elbody now making the Thieves Town play.
So definitely with the tier 2 gloves, I expect the digging game into the frog, into the bottom area of Dark World. That's the common choice.
Yeah, it's a good routing there. Without the mirror, it gets a little tricky, but Ken, I believe it's considered a tie after 3 seconds, if I remember reading correctly.
Yes, that is correct. I haven't seen a tie yet or heard about one this tournament, though. I would be interested to see it.
Oh, same here, same here. That'd be a fun match to watch.
So I say opting to just go straight down. Oh, and there's a lamp. That's definitely a nice find, and having a fire source finally.
That will open up quite a bit too. Pods now a possibility once they get bow, which we've already got the bow on Elbody's side.
See, that's actually one slight negative, is SA never witnessed the Hashla and Eastern, so he might still think there's no point to go there until he finds bow.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That'll be interesting to see how long they put that off for. And then we got our first medallion with the bombos.
Well, that's definitely a call to potential Ice Palace. They have it, it's in sequence now.
Yeah, they have quite a few options now if they get all the items. Pod, they can finish up Eastern. Yeah, there's quite Ice Palace accessible now. There's a lot of stuff accessible.
But I think SA's staying with the plan and just doing all of the overworld locations in one go.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Stay on what your plan was, and if you deviate, sometimes you forget about those items later.
And then, of course, we did get the shovel, which could be literally anything.
Yeah, that should be fun. Always fun to have fetch quests.
And Elbody's about to get to Thieves' Boss, following the same track as SA did a few minutes ago.
I don't remember if you mentioned it, JJ, so I apologize if I'm going over something twice, but also with Blind, if you didn't know, no matter what sword you have, whether you have Fighter Sword, Master Sword, or the Gold Sword, or Tempered, or whatever, it does the same damage. It's all about hitting his head.
That is very true. I did not mention that. That's a good thing to bring up.
It is the only boss in the game like that. Obviously, if you have a better sword, you have longer reach, which makes it just a little bit easier. And we got our friend Catfish coming up. He's been holding out lately for some people.
Yeah, and as chat's bringing it up, and I noticed there is no other items in Thieves because the small key is in the big key chest.
Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. At this point, it seems like we have a fairly close race going on. Elbody has the bow, which helps him out a little bit more later, potentially. He can go in the pod now, but... Big spot, nothing.
Yeah, those 50 rupees aren't going to be a big need now with how much money they got.
Elbody with the lamp. I would be curious now if they decide to go into pod with the lamp once they got the lamp now.
Yeah, I mean, it is definitely possible. I think for Elbody specifically, though, they might want Mirror just so they can check both at the same time.
That's fair. They've done most of Eastern, so that would make it a lot easier to do both. And I missed what was on Old Man.
I did not see it either. I was looking at Elbody.
Same here. We're great, aren't we? No, I'm kidding. I'm joking, of course. We are.
Well, SA is going to get his good news. Oh, Ice Rod? That's actually a big deal.
That is a big deal. Of course, we missed one of the good items. SA also going to get their bow now, so that'll be good for him.
Yeah, I'd say Ice Rod is one of the most worrisome items in the game because it can be anywhere, and you always need it for T-Rock Crystal.
Yeah, and that's never fun. It is a scary item to have out there, especially as your last item.
So SA, it looks like he's going straight to pod maybe at this point?
I'm not sure. I thought maybe Skullwoods, but I mean, granted, they weren't able to complete. I don't remember if they did it already or not. Or at least the part they can do. Oh, they're doing the Southern Dark World stuff. Okay.
And Elbody just checked out my area and got the news of what Misery Mire took.
Hopefully we won't have to dip in there. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's fine. But looks like we'll be heading in the desert now since he does have a fire source.
Ah, that's true. You will be able to full clear it.
As soon as they get Hammer, there's going to be a lot of questions as far as choice because Swamp is a choice. It is Green Pendant. It could have more items you need. Ice Palace is definitely within sequence once you have Hammer, Pod, and wherever the Hammer ends up could determine where you go. I still think that T-Rock might be worrisome to go to since you only have the Ice Rod and the Cane, so you only get one chest.
Yeah, it seems like Hammer is the big one right now, for sure. Whoever finds that first will definitely be at a bit of an advantage.
I mean, I'm going to laugh if it's like my race and Hammer's in the one chest in Swamp.
Well, I mean, if you're going to get Troll, you might as well, right?
Yeah, they have to find Mirror first, though, before that's even possible.
Kenneth can be in the very first chest, not the one the small key's in, but the chest after. But is only that chest.
Alright, so I'm assuming SA might go up this time around to get over the other side. Maybe not? Okay, I'm wrong.
Might be going for purple chests, and someone brought up hammer pegs. I don't know if they did the hammer pegs or not.
Well, he can bonk into them.
Oh yeah, what am I thinking? Hammer, duh. We were just talking about that.
Apply head to pegs. It'll work, I swear. That is something you can accidentally forget about. If you have boots, you have to not dash because you can just leave the purple chest behind. It also can't be on Fat Fair because you need Hammer to finish ice.
That's a good point. Alright, we're about to see our Lambos fight here from Elbody.
I'll be very curious to see if the boss was holding out something important. And we're going to get a pedestal.
I apologize, I was going to say the pedestal thing too.
That's no problem.
Ooh, we aren't getting magic today.
That's potentially troll, because if they find Hammer, that could be in sequence to get like Fire Rod.
Not what you want to see in a pet, no. Ugh.
And nice job by Elbody finishing off the Lamolas.
And nothing on him, only 10 arrows, so... Still no hammer, still no fire rod. And let's not forget no mirror either.
That is very true.
Mirror helps with routing a lot. Obviously, it's important too, so it's going to be something that they'll be looking for as well.
I mean, there is a slight chance that actually mirror is not required for this seed, which would be interesting.
You are right. I do remember hearing about that happening just recently. I can't remember the race, but that did happen just recently.
Yeah, if basically Swamp Palace or any location that requires mirror isn't holding any other item we need, then yeah, we don't have to have it.
I say not quite getting the optimal room there with the 4 skeletal dudes. I forget their name. I apologize. Elbody getting their ice rod here shortly.
So I wonder if Elbody is going to head to pod now, or if they're going to do the purple chest.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they end up going now myself. Pod seems like not a bad play. You can't beat it, but there's a lot of stuff in there you can get.
And ice is also that same choice in the regard of you can't beat it, but there's items in it.
I think eventually they're gonna have to end up going there at some point. SA saving Quig out Eastern there. Okay, that's interesting.
I know, Elbody. I wish I had the mirror with you.
Indeed. It's easy to forget you don't have it when you're in kind of muscle memory. You do everything normally with it. You're like, oh, no, I did that a couple times myself. I do that all the time.
Yeah, the bees have taken over all of the bottles.
It is a B-Torpsy, that is for sure. Yeah, SA might have forgot he had the lamp. He could full clear it, maybe. Or he just doesn't want to do it right now. He might want to just save it for pod.
Well, the potential hope also is maybe if they came across Hammer in Eastern, then they could go from Eastern to the pegs to get to pod.
That's a good point.
I hate running into that lady.
I know, right? It's always kind of embarrassing. The creep! No, I'm just trying to say hi!
So hopefully SA will check T-Rock so we'll know the requirements for that. Oh, and Ether was on the Breadsmiths.
Okay, so that is 2 medallions total we have so far, so...
There is a slight potential that if SA can get into T-Rock, he might try it later with Hammer even without Fire Rod.
It does appear he's going to make the T-Rock check at least to see what medallion it is. And it's Mambo, so it is available to go into. And just for the record, guys, this could be a very nerve-wracking experience. It's easy to do some oversights, and it's pretty nervous to have a lot of people watching if you're not used to it. I know, speaking from experience.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, everybody obviously wants to do their best and win, so nerves can set in just from that on its own.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we don't know what they're thinking. They might have a plan in mind, and you might see something, you're like, whoa, that's kind of weird, and they're like, oh, it makes sense later. Mirror is not needed to get into T-Rock. You have to actually get in there through Light World, but Hammer is required. We forgot about that. Hammer is required.
Well, I had stated that, but I think that Fire Rod could be in there possibly for that one chest. It's just still very unlikely.
Oh, yeah, you did say that. I blanked on that. I apologize.
It's all right, man. The seat I commentated early last night, we actually had Hookshot in that one chest in T-Rock, which led to the 4 chests in Hookshot Cave having Fire Rod to go back into T-Rock to get flippers.
Well, that just sounds like fun for the whole family there.
Oh yeah, that was great. Finally getting a Skull Woods check, by the by.
Yeah, we haven't seen that yet. That's something that I usually try to get out of the way, and don't have the Fire Rod, so I definitely understand skipping it. Only 2 items, but.
And my assumption is Elbody's probably going to finally head into pod.
Not quite yet. We'll do a pyramid check for him. We know I don't think it was anything too important.
Yeah, it looks like Skullwood didn't have anything great yet either.
No, that's unfortunate. You still have the 2 chests locked behind Fire Rod, or the 2 locations, I should say.
Okay, so this day is now opting to just go finish Desert and get that 1 item.
And the crystal. That's fair enough. Fair enough. And we will be getting the pod play. I feel like we'll get something here. I think that's the feeling that I've been getting.
I mean, at this point, with what we've seen from the runners, something has to be in pod or ice. There could be something in both, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We could have all the items in both. We got our monkey friend here. My nephew likes to call me a space monkey, so I show him that every now and then. Can they get checks like the first chest in Swamp, which would be kind of a horrible thing. Eastern Palace, I don't think anyone's beaten yet. They can beat that fully. So there's a couple locations, but most likely we're going to see something here.
Yeah, the Eastern, I think there is the item left in Eastern, so that is a potential. We need that mirror to show up for Swamp. And then on top of that, still only having 1 chest. That's very unlikely, I think.
I do have to mention, though... oh, yeah, no mirror. Wow, yeah. Mirror, I forget about mirror. I do have to mention, though, the seats started off pretty strong, and now we're right into that where we're looking for items.
Yeah, if mirror shows up, there's a lot of potential places, really. So if that shows up before anything else, that's going to make it more interesting as far as location choices.
Oh, we got the rare Ice Rod strats on Landless.
Yeah, Ice Rod is just as good as Fire Rod, is just slightly slower.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Does the same amount of damage on Landless.
think at this point now, Elbody and SA have done almost all the same locations with the exception of Elbody being in pod.
I believe you are correct.
As far as the bottle glitch for pod, you actually need to have some form of a goo, which is blue, green, or red. When you go into the hallway, before you would fight the mimics, about 3/4 of the way in, or at some point to that, you use your potion, and then you need to hug the right wall as soon as you get in. Walk all the way to the top, and then go directly into the door. And that makes the screen be scrollable in the next room, and then you can either kill the guys or move them all out of the screen to open that door so you can get in without the bow. Pod looking like we're not getting too much right now.
No, it has been a bit of a dud lately, right now.
Oh, there it is.
Never mind, there's our mirror. That's big to find in pod. Now you can go right back to Eastern after completing. Well, you can't complete this.
Did Elbody? I don't think Elbody did the bow side though. I think they should do the bow side.
Oh yeah, absolutely. If there's still items left, you should. I think they're thinking they forgot something. They just don't know what.
But now that Mirror showed up, this whole seat has opened up wide. There's a lot of new locations that could be required to get Fire Rod or Quake.
Yeah, absolutely. It's it definitely opens it up some, and Tower Hair is available, which is a pendant, but you might, who knows, Tamer could be there.
So that also means that Elbody will eventually get that tier 3 sword to go to Hera as well. So that's good for Elbody. At least they'll get that sword upgrade.
Always nice to get the sword upgrades.
Nobody's just got to go through here and beat the boss. Won't be too hard to do, honestly.
SA doing the bow side. Let's see if Elbody will come to regret not doing this.
Yeah, I had an inkling in my head that it could have been Hammer in this spot. Nope, it's just a bunch of keys. So that's actually good counting by Elbody to figure out that it's just keys.
Yep, absolutely. On the Armos!
Clean fight on Armos.
I thought there was still an item in Eastern. I apologize, there was not. That was just the compass.
Oh, I thought there might have been an item too. I guess that might have been why SA left, but that's still a bit interesting, that choice.
Absolutely, but Eastern will be easy completable now once they finish pod, so it's not too big of a deal, I don't think.
Oh, Elbody's coming back. I guess he thought about it and decided it was worth the comeback.
Okay. Each Armos Knight takes 3 regular arrows, I believe. And once the one goes red, it takes 3 more arrows. So if you did 2, it would have to take 3 more.
More than likely, pet isn't required, but if they can't find it, the powder can lead to an item somewhere else.
I think we'd be hammer jumping.
Oh, that was close.
That was really, really close. They decided to go against going for it a second time, though.
Chat brings up a very good point. SA knows where the mushroom is, and he was the one that checked pedestal. So he could go get the mushroom from Hera, fake powder it himself, and then turn it in, since he knows that the pedestal is the powder.
This is very true. It's very true. I think they can do something. I don't know exactly how to do it, or if it's any different, but I think they can do fake powder with the Canis and Maria, too.
Oh, yes. You have to have Canis and Maria and the mushroom together.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. There's always that one item, Zelda, that's always annoying in these seeds.
Oh, yeah. Usually when these seeds that you get a lot of stuff early, that's usually what happens most of the time.
Elbody seeds their sword upgrade.
And Elbody, just like SA, gets so excited that they fall down the hole.
Oh, that's rough.
Yep, and that's why I figured that Elbody would get that sword, because Hera is an automatic jump for dungeon-wise based on the mirror.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I think that Hammer and Hera would make a lot of sense.
It's definitely possible. But remember, we still have Ice Rod, too, or Ice Palace, too, to check, and nobody's went there yet.
Yeah, I'm with the majority here in that I try not to go to Ice Palace ever because I like to go mode it. So if it ends up being progression there, I end up getting shot in the foot sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a lot of players. It's understandable, too. Ice Palace can definitely be tricky. Oh, we got the mushroom now, so that will open up the witch's hut. This could be there. It might be going there right now, actually.
Oh, SA, don't! No! Oh well. Well, hopefully it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, that would be kind of rough. Just a red root. Ether tablet, just some arrow upgrades. Nothing major there.
Yep. So I like the difference of choices. Elbody's doing here, and SA's doing all the mirror location areas.
Yeah, absolutely. This could be a difference maker if the hammer or something's around. It's time for a coffee break on Elbody's side, so.
Who needs coffee?
Exactly. Got a little wrecked there, though. He tried, he got hit by that tile. As they go on the checkerboard, I think this will be our first check of this as well.
Yep. And who needs that inferior red boomerang?
Yeah, we don't want that. Get out of here with that.
So we got one more item in here. Hopefully it ends up being a nice item.
Hopefully. And just a single roop, so nothing in Hera, nothing in Hera.
That which means we'll never see this place again unless it ends up being pedestal. On Elbody's side.
That's very true. It looked like Elbody there for a minute forgot you need a hammer to get in the swamp. Or, for that, Dark World access, I should say.
Fire Rod! Oh man, there we go.
That's a trolley location for that one. That's a good find, though. That's a good find. That does mean Skull Woods is full completable now.
It's actually better to find than Hammer because the fact that Hammer could equal a lot of places, Fire Rod equals a lot less.
That's true. That's very true. It's good to find that now. So right now we're really looking for the Quake and the Hammer. And if you want silvers, if you can find those, that'd be nice too, but not necessarily required. Well, required by logic, I believe. But
Yep. But that does guarantee that. Oh, hold on, let me see here. Yep. Pet is 100% should be dead, I think. Nope. Yeah, because Quake is no. The only need is just the hammer. So yeah.
as they do in the Skullwoods route, I think this is a good play. Get these, beat Mothula, get the final item. I believe there's one RH you gotten here.
Yep. I'm thinking at this point that besides the one spot in Swamp and Ice Palace, I don't think there's any other location for Hammer.
And honestly, either one of those locations is pretty trolly for Hammer, so that's gonna be a rough location. And we are seeing Mothula. If you didn't know, you don't want to hit him in the spikes. He doesn't take damage. But that was a really, really nice Mothula fight by SA there.
Very clean.
We just got Hammer on Mothula. Fair enough.
Oh, that answers a lot. So SA is now officially in go mode.
Do we know where Quake is?
They don't have to get in the mire, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm dumb. Yeah, I misconstrued. It's a pretty quick goal mode though. 1 hour 10 minutes. Not too bad.
Nope, and besides T-Rock, most of those dungeons will be finished very quickly because they've already been in there. And Ice, of course, is go modable easily in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. What will be interesting here is we have SA in Go mode, and Elbody will be there fairly shortly as well. Elbody did complete Easter already, so he does have the crystal advantage once he gets to Go mode. So we're in a really, really close race right now, it seems like.
Yeah, I actually think it's about even. I think the run back through Eastern takes a few minutes, maybe like 2. And the difference between Elbody and SA are pretty close to that right now.
Yeah, and that 2 minutes will probably be made up because SA will have Ice Palace done, and Elbody will still have to do Ice Palace.
So while the guys are just blowing through here, I'd like to say thank everybody for coming out and supporting the stream. Definitely thank the trackers and the restream for doing all this out. Can't do this without any of you guys.
Absolutely. Well said. Well said. Elbody decided he didn't want to mess with those Gyarados and just bomb boost them all.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Yeah, it will be interesting to see if they can both handle Silvers. We don't know that. That's not the easiest thing to do, obviously.
Also, it was nice to see normal Terra. I hadn't seen that today.
Neither have I. Elbody now gonna get his hammer here shortly, and SA gonna go right to Cold Stare. Really nice fight by both runners there on their respective bosses. Got through them fairly easily.
Oh yeah, that was very quick. Especially that SA on ice. Man.
Yeah, that was well done with the fire rod. Taking advantage of the splash damage from that too. That was real nice.
I might have to practice that myself. I tend to just use the sword in the beginning.
Yeah, if you got a good sword and you get him in a corner, that definitely is the strat. But fire rod's not a bad strat either, like that.
Elbody is releasing the bees.
SA, I think, realizing you might want to go to Pod first over Eastern.
Well, I hope the potion owner likes all of those bees in the house.
And it was a few bees. FYI, if you, on SA side, you saw the hammer dash. If you don't know what that is, I don't know if we've seen it yet, I forget. Or any kind of item dash. That's when you press your item and your dash at the same frame and you have that animation. And it's a really cool thing to have because you can knock down pegs really easily.
Yep, that is. It's very useful, and it's only available in the original version of the game, and that's why we run that version.
That's a very good point. Patched out in later versions. Alright, so now at this point we are just go-moing dungeons until GT. It's a really, really close race, so this is gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, the only thing that I've noticed is Elbody's arrow count is not the highest. Hopefully that doesn't come into play down the road.
That is a valid point. You do have to keep an eye on your arrow count.
Let's see how many Helmas get treated today.
No fireballs.
I hadn't seen that pattern actually for the mini Helmas. I usually see a different 4 flip pattern, but that definitely worked well.
It did. Yeah, that room can be a bit of a struggle. Hammer dashes don't quite work on them like that though. But all right, we are on the Helmosaur. If you didn't know, it takes 17 hammer hits to the face for Helmosaur to go down, or for his mask to come off, and then you can either hit him with your tempered, I forget how many times, or shoot him with arrows.
Oh, that actually taught me something today. I've never counted. I just do it.
That's fair. I learned that when I was counting. It's easier to do the slasher because it only take the 4 slashes here. If you had silver arrows, obviously one hit done, but it's a lot easier with the slashes and not regular arrows. Yeah, we got some...
Making an interesting route choice here.
Indeed, might be looking for silvers, potentially. That's actually my guess, is he may not be comfortable with a silverless Gan, so he might be just taking some detours here. It will cost him a little bit of time, so this should give SA a little bit of an edge if he's good with silverless.
Definitely, if that's the case. I mean, hopefully he gets some kind of value out of this, then it'll help him propel forward more.
Absolutely. If you get silvers, I mean, the 4th Haven Gan's a lot easier, and that could definitely play a part, so...
I didn't actually see. Did Elbody do the bomb jump? Because if not, that might have been why.
Oh, you know what? I wasn't paying... I didn't see either. I'm not entirely sure.
Oh yeah, that's also a good point from chat. He never checked. I don't think he checked T-Rock. I know he was up there, but I think he passed up on it.
Oh, you are right. I did forget about that, so you might not know. He probably doesn't know he has the medallion. And even though, you know, there's a 2/3 shot of having it, which we know he does, he obviously doesn't know that. He wants to make 100% sure.
SA with a nice fight on Armos.
Yeah, solid fight from Elbody on Cold Stare as well, and both are runners at 5 crystals. Again, this is a really, really close match, so it'll be fun to watch. I think Elbody can mostly. I don't think he has too many chests open and pod at this point, so he should be able to clear that. So we're gonna be. Oh, SA has 6 crystals, not 5. I apologize.
Yep, Elbody is a pod away, but he's already gotten all items in pod, so it's just literally go down in and just get to the boss.
Yeah, not too much of a time sink there. But SA being going to Turtle Rock right now does give him a bit. Where is he going?
Well, as we said, I think he's not sure on the medallion up there, so I think he's going to check it to make sure he's in go mode.
That is very, very possible. All right, SA going into T-Rock now, and his final crystal dungeon before GT. Elbody also going to a rock, but right now, remember, he does have pod left to do, so that is going to be a little bit of a time sink there, but shouldn't be too bad. No, yeah, this is the first week, first race for both these runners, and they definitely got a pretty good seed, and they're playing pretty well too. So you gotta give them a lot of credit. They're playing well.
So at least Elbody now fully knows he's in go mode. Now he's just got to finish this and sadly do a double climb, but it's still better than not knowing.
That is true, because you might get a little worried or even panicky, and then end up checking items that you don't need to check just to be sure. And I get why he's doing it. It's not a bad strategy. I definitely understand it. SA making his way through T-Rock pretty good, along with Elbody. So this it shouldn't be too much longer here.
Definitely. There hasn't been really any notable items yet, though, as they've been going up.
Yeah, nothing too major.
That red shield, though, can be useful.
It can be. Especially if you get Mirror Shield later, or even for some of the random fireball shots in GT.
The laser barrage everywhere.
Yeah, the lasers can do some pretty good damage there, and you don't want to look at that one in the middle. You want to try to stay away from it, otherwise it will shoot you. And SA is on Trinex.
Very interesting that second ice didn't actually count. I thought he did the right timing.
I thought so too, but hitbox. But now we got a little ice on the floor, so it's going to make it a little bit hectic, but shouldn't be too bad here.
And that Trinex went down relatively fast.
Good fight, good fight. And SA will be on his way to GT, and when you go to GT, you know what that means. It's time to play the guessing game. So get your numbers in chat real quick. Where do you think, what chest, I should say, you think the big key will be in? Will it be nice? Will it be mean? Let's find out.
It's always a crazy thing in this place because where it could end up being.
Oh, absolutely. Just no tile room. No tile room. Elbody have to do the laser bridge to get one more key.
Yeah, it's good that he set up the backup. I guess he assumed he might die on this.
Absolutely. It's not an easy thing to do, the laser bridge without the mirror shield, so that's definitely the right play.
And since there's been no Cape or Cane of Brian, I'm actually very curious to know if he's supposed to be the tier 3 shield to be in sequence.
Are you talking about just for Elbody? Because I think SA has the Cane of Burna.
Ah, then that was the item, yeah.
They got that off a boss, but I can't remember which boss it was right now. I think it was Pod, actually.
That makes sense considering that's the last dungeon Elbody has.
I sometimes make sense. Not always, but sometimes. And Elbody doing his Trinex fight here. If you didn't know, one of the things to keep in mind when you do a fight like this, or just in general, you cannot go to your menu while a part of Trinex, or any boss for that matter, is exploding. So sometimes it's advantageous to try to get your fire rod out before you kill the firehead, as long as you have the time. And he gets his pizza heart. So Elbody now will have to go back to pod, yeah, so you'll have to make a second climb. So SA definitely has a nice lead here, but you know, we have the gauntlet yet, we got Ganon, you have a fall or two, and it's still could be some interesting things happening.
Yep, the race is never truly over until somebody actually gets the Triforce.
And he gets the big key, nice, in the rando room. Deciding not to check the other chest though, which isn't a bad play, but I sometimes do myself. If you need something, if you want to get silvers or something.
I think the only time I don't check them is when I've already got tier 4 sword and silvers.
Exactly. I think it's pretty clear though that SA probably feels pretty confident on silverless Ganon at this point.
Elbody went straight. Oh, no, sorry. SA went straight right side or left side, right?
Yes. I'm sure chat will let us know. Chat, did SA go right side? I didn't think he did. I think he went straight left.
Because if he went straight left, then that should be chest 7. No, 8. Sorry, chest 8.
We all forget about the torch. Oh, he did? Okay. So that was 10. Oh, yep. That makes sense, Squeezy. Alright, on to the gauntlet for SA. And this is called the gauntlet for a reason, because it can definitely be a bit rough, especially as you get to the later rooms.
SA opting for not having Fire Rod or any weapon out, just keep the hook shot.
That's fair. You could stun them and make it a little bit easier eventually, so not a bad idea. Getting a little hecked by Beamos there. Not too bad of a gauntlet. You can fairy. Oh, he's having a little issue with the ice there, but you can fair. You can. Oh, you don't have magic. Never mind.
I don't think SA picked up pots, so he was trying to save his magic. That makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. And Elbody will be finishing up here on Helmasaur, and will be making his trek up to GT. I have to say, though, all things considered, other than the hammer being a little bit out of the way at Mothula, this wasn't a bad seed. Was not a bad seed.
No, this is probably one of the nicer seeds I've seen. Early boots, lots of good items, and ways to kill enemies.
Yeah, absolutely, Squeeze. Both these runners have been pretty awesome today. Yeah, they played very well. I say decided to check it. Got the arrow. Decided to check. Probably maybe just see if silvers are around. I don't blame him.
No, I don't blame him, but that was the dungeon saying, oh, you're only going to check this one? No.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. And now we got Moldarm 2 here. Shouldn't be too bad. Easy peasy lemon squeezy on that one. Just the red roof and the final chest in the game, and we are going on to Aga 2, where we will learn geometry.
Geometry.
I hate geometry in school. Almost got the double there. Got one blue ball. Solid double, solid double. Just one more hit, I believe, right? Yes. And now we're going to Ganon, folks. Now, SA does have a solid lead here, but remember, he's doing silver. We're on silverless Ganon, so one fall and Elbody could be right back in this thing.
Elbody's starting to climb up to look for the key, and SA's starting to beat up Ganon.
Yep, we're on our way to the end, folks. Nice bat dodging by SA there.
Definitely.
He's making it look pretty easy, but I could assure you it's not.
The biggest question is going to be the magic, since he doesn't have any blue potions.
Oh yeah, he does have half magic, which will help, but he's also got to worry about his health. Does he have a fairy or red potion?
He picked up a fairy.
Okay, that won't be too bad. SA will most likely go for torch glitch here, which was the right call with Silverose Ganon. Swamp Palace for Silvers, that's a bit trolly.
Yeah, but it was in a reasonable sequence after the mirror, so that's not as bad as it could be.
No, definitely not. Got a little scary there for a minute.
Yeah, one big thing to remember actually is if you're going to get hit by the fire, don't move, because the direction you move, you get hit the opposite direction.
Yeah, yes, I just actually found that out recently, and that's gonna hopefully help me a lot. Well, there's Quake. So Elbody's going to be making his way up the rest of Ganon's tower here.
And SA is having pretty good rhythm here with Ganon.
Torch glitch. Yeah, you want to do torch glitch if you can, but if you have silvers, it's not too bad.
Nice, got it done.
GG to SA. And SA finished with the official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 15 seconds. Pretty impressive.
That was a nice, solid run. There was some trolley parts to it, but overall, really good race.
Very good race. We'll try to see if he wants to do an interview here, and do it. Hold up a second. Elbody doing the gauntlet now. Figures, enough of this messing around, we're gonna do the bombos. Solid Lamb Molus 2 fight for Elbody there, making his way through the gauntlet. Yeah, SH time was 1:40:15 officially. It's a very, very, very good time. SA wants to be a bit words. Sorry, I apologize. Wants a bit of a breather. We'll get him in when we can. We might be able to get both in at the same time, possibly, depending on how much longer Elbody's got, which shouldn't be too much.
Yep, Elbody's doing good work of to climb up to the top.
Absolutely, absolutely. Elbody makes his way to Ganon 2. Solid double there. Solid fight so far from Elbody on Ganon 2. Nicely done. Now he's on the Ganon.
I like the rhythm slashes there.
Absolutely, absolutely. You gotta make it fun.
Guess Elbody's taking a heal before the fight.
Not a bad option. Ganon with the warps.
Now for the fun phase.
Oh yeah, the great one. The Silverless Ganon Part 2. And you got the Torch Glitch, I do believe. We should be having SAGTG in for an interview just a second, guys. Hold steady.
Yeah, that collection rate is extremely low on SA.
Very, very, very low. And a nice fight, nice Ganon fight for Elbody. GG to him, nicely done.
And with a nice finish by Elbody, he has also got it done.
Mr. Roboto. Elbody's time was officially 148.52. GG to Elbody and the GTG as well. Congratulations, both runners. Very, very good race by both runners.
Yeah, definitely. It was very interesting. Some different routing choices later on, and they were relatively close for almost the whole race.
Absolutely, they were very, very close. I don't really think you can pinpoint one specific thing that got the gap outside maybe not doing pod before Turtle Rock, but otherwise that was a really, really good, really fun race to watch and to commentate. We're going to see if Elbody wants to come in for an interview as well. See if we get both our runners in here as soon as we can, or if he wants to. But I want to say thank you to everybody for joining us too, by the way. That was a fun race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We will be getting our runners in, and if they want to. And yeah, just give us a minute.
definitely throw out some support to the runners for this great race. Both of them did an excellent job. It was good to watch the whole time. As well, give out a shout out to the tracker, Mentos, man. He did a lot of work with keeping up with all their race and every item that they had. Appreciate everything.
Absolutely. Make sure you're. If I don't know if you said it or not. I lost track of my mind for a minute, but make sure you give these runners a follow. They were amazing, so they definitely deserve it. I believe we have both runners.
Hello.
GG to both of you guys, man. That was an awesome race.
Hold on, I cannot hear any audio.
Can you, what was that, Elbody?
He said he couldn't hear us.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, hello now.
Hello, Elbody. GG, man.
Thank you, thank you.
That was a really good race, man. Really close.
Yeah, GG.
So, what was tell me about the seed. What did you think of the seed?
Well, it was an interesting seed. I never have faced
Hello, Elbody.
a seed
GG,
before
man.
that took so long to unlock the hammer.
It was a really good race, man. Really close.
I didn't really know how to handle some situations. You guys probably
So,
see.
what was tell me about the
Going to
seed.
places I
What did you
was
think of the
not
seed?
supposed to.
I got you. It was definitely an interesting seed. The hammer being last. Is there anything that you take away from the seed that? I mean, you guys had a really, really good time. So you guys raced really well, but maybe cost you a few minutes here or there.
Sorry, what?
I got you. It was definitely an interesting seed. The hammer being last. Is there anything that you take away from the seed that? I mean, you guys had a really, really good time. So you guys raced really well, but maybe cost you a few minutes here or there.
Based on all your routing that you did, Elbody, is there any spots that you feel like you would have maybe wanted to do differently?
Well, a lot of things. Like for instance, I tried to go to the desert palace, but going through the dark world without the mirror, that was a bad idea. And also, I completely forgot I needed to complete the Palace of Darkness. Like I completely forgot about that dungeon. I have to double back in.
I got you. I understand. That mirror was a bit late, so that part was definitely pretty hard to do.
Mm-hmm.
SA, can you hear us? Okay. Yeah, you guys had silver. Were you guys checking for silver at all? Or are you guys pretty comfortable with silverless then? It seemed like you both were pretty good at it.
I was fine. Like with the Temperance War, I was not worried at all.
I didn't feel like you were. You both had really, really good game fights.
Another thing I regret doing is like fully clearing the Ice Palace when I was on go mode.
Yeah, that was. I was wondering if you were maybe looking for the silvers at that point. That was why I asked that. But even still, it wasn't too bad of a time loss. So, and you know, you get into the kind of muscle memory. It happens.
Yeah, I was a little bit nervous too. I didn't think about it. I was halfway doing it when I thought, hey, I don't need to do this.
Oh yeah, it's understandable. It's definitely some nerves out there, and you played well, and you had a nice cold stare fight. So
yeah, one of the interesting points is that you went to Sahashla early, so you got the bow early, whereas your opponent didn't do that for a while. And so we were wondering how that was going to play out with if you ended up routing pod earlier because you had the bow, or if you chose not to, or if your opponent did all of it late, trying to wait for like mirror or something.
I really got no clue. Like at that point, I was running out of options on places to check, and I was super happy when I found the bow. I just jumped right to the Easter Palace without thinking.
Yeah, as I saw, do you have a lot of practice with doing the dark rooms in the game?
Just a few of them. Like, for example, the one where I died trying to get the key from the statue. That was a terrible idea. I never really practiced that or anything. I thought I was going to be okay, but no, that was a bad idea. The rest of the rooms, I think I can handle more or less.
Yeah, that's a relatively difficult room. Once you lose track of the two mimics in there, it gets really hard.
Yeah, I was trying to go back to get some fairies, but along the way, I died. That was unfortunate.
I think now also we have SAGTG ready to go. GG?
Yes, can you hear me now?
I can.
GG.
I can explain what happened. I forgot I had push to talk on in Discord. So I wasn't ignoring you there.
That's what they all said. No, I'm kidding.
That's no problem. It's an honest mistake. Since I've been doing commentary, I've been leaving it on there thinking I had it off because I've been switching between commentary and not.
Before this, I've only really used Discord to communicate in Final Fantasy XIV. So I felt it was best to use push to talk, and I just completely forgot about that.
That's fair. That's fair. Push talk's probably should use it more anyway on this type of stuff. But that's what do you think of the seed, man?
That seed was very confusing to me. I've never actually had a seed before in all my practice where hammer was last, so that really surprised me when Mahua dropped that hammer. I did a lot of goofy things trying desperately to find it. I was so obsessed with the idea of finding the hammer that I left Eastern Palace the first time I went there without fighting the Arvos Knights because I wasn't even thinking about crystals at the moment.
That's fair. We had noted that, and we figured it was something, especially with the hammer, and that was being a bit trolly, if you will. And is there anything about the run outside of the Eastern Palace Leave that you would do differently?
The first thing that comes to mind is when I decided to save and quit with the blue chest, I accidentally dashed out of Link's house, and so I left it behind, and I didn't realize it until I went one screen south. And then I felt really foolish, and I had to go get it again. I'll be sure not to do that one in the future.
Hey, it happens. We all forget that we can't dash with that.
Well, it's better to do that than to do the other thing, which is re-mirror and leave it, and then it's just gone for good.
I did learn the hard way about that once.
So, as far as the routing, you didn't go to Eastern, and Sasha early, and your opponent did. On your side, that meant that you got the Tier 2 gloves early. We thought it was interesting that you chose not to do any of the rest of Death Mountain. How did you think about that?
A lot of what came from my run had to do with the fact that I found the Moon Pearl a little bit early because I decided to go get that money for Zora, and so while I was over there, I ended up grabbing it. From there, I'd say about the middle of the run, I didn't immediately go for East Death Mountain because with no way to access the most upper part because of the lack of hammer, I was thinking I could put it off for a little bit, and even if that doesn't prove rewarding, it's pretty quick to just go back.
So is there anything either y'all would like to add?
It's very fun to race. This is my first time racing online at all, and I enjoyed it a lot. I'm looking forward to going back and watching the stream to see how Elbody played and what decisions he made that were different from mine.
Just don't learn from me. It's a bad idea.
I wouldn't say that, Elbody. You ran a great race too. It was actually very close at the end.
Yes, that was a really good race. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun. This is also my first race, like in these channels. I've done a couple of races with a friend, but like this is my first official one. I was a little bit nervous for the most part.
That's completely understandable. But for first time, you guys were amazing, and it was a joy to watch. It was a joy to watch.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for the commentary over the race and the restream. It seems a lot of people in the community are working very hard on that, and I want to thank all of them.
Oh yeah, and we got to thank both you guys, Elbody, SA. Both y'all ran great. Definitely go out and support the racers. Give them a follow if you like them. Go watch them. I have a feeling we'll see more from both of them in this tournament. We still got many rounds to play.
Absolutely, and don't forget, guys, if you're looking for more rando action all over the speed gaming community channels, there's plenty of rando going on today. So make sure you guys check that out. And yeah.
And with that note, I'm JJ Blue.
And I am Zunker to the rescue.
We appreciate y'all coming out and watching. If you feel like giving us some support, more than welcome to. We appreciate everything y'all are doing. Throw out some support to Mentos, our tracker, and I hope y'all have a great day.
Indeed. And just a reminder, coming up here on Speed Gaming 2, we actually have a Dark Souls bosses battle between Kamal and Mr. Brood. That's coming up at 2 p.m., so check that out. And then, like I said, other channels will have rando as well. And so, all right, that's all I got to say.
Everybody have a great day. Take care.
Bye, guys.
See you.